Hello, so I want to give a quick thank you to Judah from my Discord server who brought this topic to my attention. I had no idea any of this had went down a couple of years ago until they'd brought it to my attention, so thank you very much for letting me know. And I didn't know because a lot of it was actually swept under the rug, not only by the community but by EA themselves. If you've been in this community for long, you know a lot of it lies on the content creators, the mod creators, and just the online community in general who keeps the franchise alive basically because what is EA doing? I myself grew up watching a ton of Sims content creators like Life Simmer. I really loved Eyes Cupquake. It was from watching these videos that I was like, oh, I'm gonna get this for my PlayStation 3, which The Sims on PS3 was a wild experience compared to on a PC. Like there was like a karma system and stuff, like I don't know, it was crazy. Anyway, online it seems great. Everyone's having a laugh, it's fun. But there are some people who love to beast on minors. That's what we're talking about because there is apparently a problem in the community of beasts. Even institutional negligence on EA's part themselves, as apparently they knew about this for months and done nothing about it. Before I go any further, major trigger warnings, as I'm sure you can guess. We're going to be discussing grooming, contact with minors, stuff along that line. If you feel like you're not in the right headspace to watch this video, please don't. Please take care of yourself. I will leave some resources in the description if you feel like you have been affected by anything we've spoken about. But before we get into things, roses are actually my favourite flowers. I know it's kind of basic, but they were in the bouquet that my boyfriend got me, the first ever bouquet, and he got me these ones for starting back college. However, they're droopy and they're dying and it always makes me so sad, and I always try and dry roses because I just think they're so beautiful. However, you're probably like, Jade, what is in this box? What is in this very large box that you're holding? Black roses, and they smell amazing. If you can see the logo there, Rose Forever very kindly sent me out this little box of roses. They actually let me pick what ones I wanted. I mean, look at me. I obviously picked the black ones. Rose Forever New York indulges in the beauty of eternal rose arrangements with discounts of up to 70% off the average market price. They are based in New York and they actually launched in 2019. They create luxurious rose boxes with natural roses which last up to a year. And these roses are created by harvesting fresh roses which are picked at their peak bloom to ensure they're in best condition for preservation. They're then dehydrated, which I try to do that. I try and hang my roses up and dry them, but they never really stay fresh for that long. They are then soaked in a mixture of glycerin, which is actually plant derived, replaces the natural moisture in the roses, which is able to maintain their softness and flexibility. And after that, they're dried and arranged. You can actually choose up to 10 different boxes, and they have a vegan option, which is very lovely. They offer 12 rose shades. If you would like a little box for yourself, I have $20 off your first order if you use the code J20, and I'll leave a little link below so you can visit there. They also have a UK based shop because they are New York based, but for my little UK people, I will leave a UK link in the description as well if you would like a little preserved rose box because I love them. I love them so much. I love roses. Thank you so much, Rose Forever, for sending me these. And like I said, J20 for $20 off your order. And currently they're doing a Labor Day giveaway in which if you place an order from August 29th to September 1st and your order is more than $200, you'll receive another surprise box from them. Thank you so much, Rose Forever, for being my first little gifted company on my channel here. They were actually such a pleasure to talk with. We never had any issues. The delivery was so smooth. I really liked working with them. Thank you so much. We're going to tone down a little bit now and get into the topic at hand. dylansimz was actually a Sims content creator who was in the Game Changer program, done a lot of Let's Plays on YouTube and grew pretty rapidly with reviews and challenges. Dylan jumped on the hype of The Sims 4 from between 2015 to 2018. His online presence really appealed more to younger audiences, I believe, because he was a bit more jokey and memey, and I don't want to call him funny because I never watched him and I don't want to give him that amount of credit, but you know, there was an appeal there to a younger, more teen demographic, especially with the Sims franchise themselves, which a lot of people I feel like don't talk about this when they talk about Sims drama, but the game itself is a 12 and up game. Obviously, a lot of content creators are fully grown adults and they're part of, a lot of them, the Game Changers program in which they're working directly with EA in their content. And so when you're mixing these more adult content creators who are maybe, you know, making more adult content with certain mods and stuff, there's a weird combination there of children who are interested in the game and an adult content creator who's almost been boosted on their platform by EA themselves. And so in my opinion, I feel like EA have some form of responsibility to make sure that their Game Changers and stuff are staying in line and not and not doing what we're about to get into. In March of 2019, allegations came forward of dylansimz sexually harassing minors online, and although he did step down as a game changer on March 5th, a lot of people were left wondering why EA didn't address this months ago, as there were allegations that victims of Dylan came forward to Sims gurus in December of 2018 to bring up these concerns, and they done nothing. I mean, are we shocked? For those that don't know, the Game Changers are EA's form of like a community partnership program which allows streamers and YouTubers to apply to be selected to receive special access to the developers of specific EA games, and they also are given early codes for expansions or other content in the game packs. And specifically in the Sims community, these Game Changers are held to a very high standard and esteem because they do have a direct line to Sims gurus, who are members of the Sims team who interact with the community and answer questions. Like, I don't know if you saw like the Twitter threads that they'll sometimes do. Multiple, not just one, this wasn't like a one-time multiple teenage boys came forward saying that Dylan, who is a member of the EA Game Changers program, used his status in the community to prey on them. And after they came out, he stepped down as a game changer and deleted a lot of his social media accounts. A journalism website asked Dylan on his personal Facebook account for a comment, anything, and minutes later he immediately took down his Facebook account. They also reached out via his phone number and received nothing back, so he completely went blank. One of the victims, who one of the journalist articles named as Stuart to protect their anonymity, told them that he met Dylan online when he was 15 in November of 2018. Dylan listed his year of birth on many accounts as 1991, which would at the time make him 27 years old. Stuart, the 15-year-old, had entered and won Dylan's giveaway for a copy of the Sims 4 expansion pack Get Famous, and Dylan messaged him to tell him so. Stuart then said that over Discord, and soon afterwards they began receiving messages. Stuart had said that Dylan had described to him a fantasy about the two of them performing sex favours on each other in a coffee shop, and then tried to get Stuart to roleplay with them. Stuart had then said that he had no interest in hearing about this fantasy and told him to stop, claiming, "I told him that he is messed up for doing what he's doing, and he claimed that he never read me saying no." And after this exchange, Stuart said that he deleted the messages between himself and Dylan, trying to put it behind him as it made him really uncomfortable and he just didn't want to think about it. He said that he told his mum about the incident but that he never went to the police, and that he blocked Dylan on Discord afterwards. After that, Stuart had befriended someone by the name of Tate, who again their name has been changed to protect their identity, who had a Sims related YouTube channel and who Stuart had also learned had been sent inappropriate messages by Dylan. The text exchange included Dylan sending them a message saying they woke up from a weird dream, and when questioned further, Dylan said that he dreamt about the two of them performing oral sex on each other. Tate said that his parents were against the idea of him having a YouTube channel. He never told them about the channel, he never told them about the interaction, although he says he deleted most of the messages between him and Dylan. He did give the journalist certain screenshots of his conversation, which do depict Dylan being sexual in nature and discussing the dream about Tate. After Stuart and Tate got to know each other, they had shared their experiences with Dylan. They decided to do something about it, and in December of 2018, Tate gave Stuart permission to contact Kate Olmsted on his behalf. And at the time, Kate was a Sims community manager who also was in charge of the Game Changers program. And after waiting, they didn't get an immediate response, so they messaged Steve Langsing, who is a developer on the Sims team which assists with some of the official streams that they do. And these screenshots were never made public, or I couldn't find them, but according to the article, Steve seemed incredibly reluctant to do anything about the situation, with him allegedly stating, "How much do I want to get involved?" And it got to the point where the two members of the Sims team were discussing the situation and said that they would talk to Dylan. And in the same month, shortly after the correspondence between the Sims team, Dylan apparently messaged Tate an apology, stating that he never knew how old he was. Tate said that he doesn't believe it, stating, "I never told him personally my age, however he did say he watched my videos all the time, and 3 months before this took place I posted a birthday video in which I said how old I was." 4 months after this, Stuart and Tate learned that Dylan was allegedly targeting another teen, and at this point the pair reached out to Tabitha, who was a Sims YouTuber with 215,000 followers, gave her permission to publicise their experiences with Dylan, including the correspondence they had with the Sims team. She held a live stream and posted a video discussing the topic. In this, Tabitha said, "This is alarming for so many reasons, but what was more alarming is the fact that one of the victims contacted 2 of the Sim gurus to tell them what was going on and report this man because he's an EA game changer, and what did they do? Nothing. I don't know if I want to keep being a Simmer at this point. I'm humiliated to even be associated with this brand. They should be embarrassed that they let this man be a representative of who who they are as a company. And it was after Tabitha made her video that Dylan stepped down as a game changer and deleted his social media accounts. After this, even more people came forward to share their experiences. One by the name of Darren, who were also changing the name of to protect them, stated that Dylan had coerced them into being in an online relationship with him. Darren had said that Dylan had contacted them in May of 2018, before all the other situations went down, under the pretense of helping Darren with his Twitch profile, and Darren was 16 at that time. They continued to talk. Darren said that Dylan had started to make very jokes, stated that when Dylan had offered to play a game on Skype with him, in the middle of the game, Dylan said that he needed to change and stripped nude on camera. Darren stated, "At that moment in time, I was paralysed, not knowing what to say. A few moments later, he actually flashed me saying whoopsie, as if it was on accident. He then tried to act very cute and alluring towards me. I'd never been in a relationship, so I didn't know what that would be like. I mistook his actions for love, actual affection. When we had actually started a relationship together, he would keep talking sexually with me, jerking off on camera, and asking for intimate photos, even though I had told him I didn't want to do any of that." After that, Darren made the claim that the relationship became almost abusive, stating that Dylan would yell and blame him for anything that went wrong in Dylan's life. And it wasn't until Dylan made a comment about Darren's younger brother that he decided to break the relationship off. Saying, "At one point I showed him a photo of me and my little brother. He told me, 'Whoa, your brother is hot.' My brother was 14 in that photo." Darren said, "At that point I realised this wasn't just me and that Dylan was sick." And after they broke up, Darren said that Dylan continued to harass him until Darren blocked him on social media in January of 2019. Darren and Dylan never met in real life, and their relationship was purely over the internet. He never told his parents about their relationship and never went to the police. However, he did provide the journalist with screenshots of Dylan harassing him after the relationship had ended, with the text messages happening every few hours. However, because Dylan had deleted his social media accounts, other records have been lost as the accounts no longer exist. The 3 teens who came forward to speak to the journalist stated that they were initially afraid to come forward because of Dylan's status as a game changer. Stewart stated that for him, the fear came knowing that Dylan was friends with other game changers as well as in contact with the sim gurus. He was scared that Dylan would use his fan base as a weapon if Stewart spoke out against him. He stated, "I know that he's friends with lots of those bigger game changers, and I had some friends who were friends with him, so I was like, oh, am I going to lose friends over this too?" He did mention to me, "Oh, I'm a game changer," if you didn't know, multiple times, so I think he knew that too. Darren said that Dylan had also used his status as a game changer to pressure him to stay in the relationship, stating him being a game changer was one of the factors, yes. That combined with him being 11 years older than me just added to this huge power dynamic. I didn't speak to EA because I thought it would just end badly for me. Dylan made me believe that he was all I had. At the time, I didn't have many friends. All the social connections I had were through him. I thought that if word came out about what he did to me, they would side with him and I would be called a liar and left by myself." Tabitha also came forward to state that people look up to game changers and they have a level of credibility that makes them seem more trustworthy. Obviously, the Sims team is not the police, and sexual harassment, especially of minors, should be handled accordingly, but in my opinion, they definitely should have kicked him out of the Game Changers program because it was giving him a platform he very clearly abused. I wish they would have warned the rest of the community about his actions to prevent more incidents from occurring. It actually took Tabitha making that video for the Sims team to finally respond, with Lindsay Pearson, who is the general manager for the Sims, releasing a Twitter statement stating, "Allegations of inappropriate online contact by a Sims game changer was brought to her team in December by a third party, and that when the Sims team followed up with that game changer, they confirmed directly with him that the contact occurred as it had been described. After speaking with the game changer, they write that our process to properly investigate and escalate anything of this nature was not followed." Continuing with, "An appropriate response would have been to immediately dismiss the Sims game changer and take additional steps to ensure our community was protected. We sincerely apologise for the delay in taking the right action here. We were disappointed in how events have unfolded and we own our responsibility in that." Including the statement with, "We have contacted the appropriate authorities and given them the relevant information. We are making immediate improvements to our internal investigation and escalation processes and ensuring our entire team learns from this. We will reinforce our strict guidelines on ethics and conduct standards with all of our game changers. We will be connecting with the affected parties to offer support." A lot of people at the time speculated that they only made this statement in response because a lot of people were saying that they didn't want to give any more money to EA, with Tabitha herself saying that she didn't want to be in the community anymore. She didn't want to give any more money to a company that would keep someone like this on their platform. Because the game changers are hand-selected by EA. Not anyone can be a game changer. You have to apply and they have to accept you. I did try to find some of the original tweets that were made about this situation, but because it was many years ago, a lot of them don't exist. However, I did find one from one of the victims under the handle of Boy Simming, so I just want to give them the space and I'm going to read out what their statement said. Hi everybody, I would just like to address the latest drama within the Sims community and how I'm involved, and hopefully someone can learn from this. My name is Jake, I'm a 16-year-old boy and I was spoken to inappropriately by a grown adult in December of 2018. The screenshots have been leaked by another member of the Sims community, which I don't mind as I asked to be kept anonymous until I could figure out what to do. My name is crossed out. Start this story, in no way am I trying to gain attention or trying to spread lies as I've been told I am by my so-called real-life friends. This is to hopefully help those who are in similar situations. In December 2018, I received a message from dylansimz telling me he had a naughty dream about me, and upon asking what happened out of curiosity, he proceeded to tell me about it. Screenshots can be found with my name crossed out, however I will not be reposting due to the nature of my channel. I personally didn't know how to react, and so I left it at that, trying to be as friendly as I could without making it seem weird. Since yesterday, Dylan has blocked me in Discord and Twitter without personal apology. I'd known of him messaging one of my friends, however I didn't know the full extent of this happening to other boys for years. I sincerely apologise for anybody who has been a victim and reads this. My DMs are open and I'll leave my Discord username below if anybody needs to talk. I'm here for you and you're never alone. Special thank you to Lewis, Tabitha, Kayla, Elise, Aiden, Jen and everybody reassuring me that it was not my fault. I appreciate you a lot. If this is happening to anyone else in the community, don't hold back. Tell someone, get proof. We don't need someone like that to represent The Sims. Predatory behaviour in the Sims community is not a new thing. If you watched this video I made, you will know that the mod The Sims 2 Delphi situation happened back in the 2000s. This situation was 5 years ago. It was a similar sort of thing where court records of Delphi's criminal convictions were public knowledge and they were discussed in the Sims community for years. However, they were quickly shuffled down. It was very hush-hush. And I mean, we all know this video I done. I still get so much shit for that from nutty dick riders because they think, let people do what they want to do. We have predators harming real life people. Okay, I know people love to comment, oh, they're just mods, let people do what they want to do. I've already debunked that, okay? That video, it's not my fault you don't want to do your own research into these topics. It's not my fault you don't want to actually study them at an academic level. That's not on me, okay? That's not on me. No, it's not just a mod. If you're making a mod of having sex and raping toddlers, how is that helping you cope? I'm not getting into that right now, but we are giving these people a platform. Nutty still has an active Discord server where he continues to post. You can find his mods anywhere. He is still active on social media and he has participated in the creation of toddler and child mods on a website. Okay, but people are like, oh, but Devious Desires doesn't have that, it just has dogs. Right, okay, so is that where we draw the line? Dogs? Is that like, yeah, we can do dogs. Not children though, but like, it's fine if he has a clean one. So clearly, I just don't understand, like, this is clearly an issue in the community, and EA love to just kind of sweep things under. They're like, we'll make one Twitter post about all these situations and we're fine. We don't need to change the way that we run our community and game. Like I said at the start, the Sims community as a whole makes it so easy for adults to be in close proximity to teenagers and young children because it's just the nature of the game. You know, you have young children who like playing the game on their consoles and their laptops that barely run it. And you have adult content creators who are leveraging their platform as game changers and who are abusing that power to get hold of these young people. And EA are just It's so similar to the whole Roblox situation right now, where it's just, we have beasts on our platform. You should contact the police. And also, we're gonna get rid of all the predator catchers on our platform. So have fun with that. Have fun with that. It's so individualistic and capitalistic. It's While scrolling on Kiwi Farms from a thread talking about this, there have been other instances of Sims content creators just sending completely weird, inappropriate messages. I'm going to put one up here. I'm going to have to blur a lot of it. The things to come from this are EA needs to take more responsibility. I agree with what Tabitha stated, where these situations should be handled accordingly and reported to the police. However, I know firsthand how hard that is to do as a victim. And when you have people in these company programs who are being leveraged by the company, your first instinct is going to be, oh, I should probably let this company know, and they'll do something. not just ignore it and sweep it under the rug like these companies love to do. Second point, there's clearly a problem in the community. If this is a reoccurring thing which has been happening since the 2000s, there's a problem in the community. You can't have adults interacting with a child fan base and not expect there to be some form of power dynamic abuse at play there. And I think EA just has to do a little bit more work protecting the fans in their community who give them money, who are watching these content creators and giving EA money from that. I always have people coming in my comments and being like, this happened years ago, why are you talking about that? Like, this is old drama. I don't think there is never going to be a time where it's not okay to talk about past drama, because it's a reoccurring issue that's happening. I spoke about a situation that happened in 2000s. This situation happened 5 years ago. It's not that long ago. It's not. And it's just going to make people more afraid to talk about it if people keep sweeping it under the rug. The community wants to sweep it under the rug. They are no better than EA themselves, who sweep everything under the rug and make one Twitter thread to be like, here's what happened. Okay, bye. I think these things should always be talked about. There's never a deadline where you can just stop talking about a situation. That's not how it works. You have to keep talking about it or nothing's going to change. You know, you think given the name Game Changer, yeah, please let me know your opinions, your thoughts. If you know any more information about this, I could just find one article discussing it. Well, two. I found one discussing the situation, one discussing EA's apology, and like 2 Reddit threads about it. All the original Twitter ones were gone. I found one still active. So if you know anything else, if you know anyone else who is doing this, please let me know. I hope you're doing okay. Please take care of yourself. Yeah, I'm gonna go have some lunch now because it is 3 o'clock and I've just had a croissant and a coffee today and I'm very hungry. So I'm gonna go eat, drink water, take care of yourself, and yeah, bye bye.